significant growth opportunity as well. So I think we can get close to 1,000 units between all the four markets.
Obviously, it's a really inflationary environment right now, John. Is that affecting opening costs? How are you capping those?
Yeah, well, the food and beverage industry has essentially gone from the pandemic, the greatest existential threat in our lifetime, right into the teeth of the steepest inflationary environment since the 1970s. And that's a powerful 1-2 punch against the industry. The good news for Five Guys is that we're in the affordable luxury segment, which essentially means that as we tighten our belts to manage the spike in energy costs and to pinch our wallets for the inflationary costs, we still want to treat ourselves for the very best of something, but that doesn't break the bank. And that's where Five Guys fits in beautifully. We're, of course, more expensive than fast food, but that's because we use the finest ingredients and we cook fresh, never frozen, and just for you. So it's that affordable luxury segment where you can get the best burgers and fries, but not break the bank, that I think is really going to carry us through however long this inflationary environment lasts.
Obviously, deliveries took off rapidly during the pandemic. What proportion of the sales mix do they account for now?
They're about 25% of our sales right now, down from 30% during the pandemic. So we've always been an in-store cut. Our burgers or fries are best hot off the grill, but we found that there's a great following on delivery, and we really think that there's a permanent business in that delivery segment. So we think it's an important part of the business going forward, and we're really happy in that 25 to 30% range of our sales to be delivery.
John, obviously a lot of well-known restaurant groups run these so-called dark kitchens to facilitate deliveries. You've set your face against going down that route. Why is that?
We feel there's so much opportunity in the existing high street markets and shopping centers and retail places that we want to focus on the places where customers can experience our crew and see the energy and customer service. We think our customer service is world-class and is one of the distinguishing features of us. So if you come into a Five Guys hungry, we're going to take care of you, give you a fantastic experience, and you're going to leave feeling better about the day. So if we can take care of you directly, we'd much rather have that in-store experience, which we think is the best way to experience Five Guys.
All right, John, we've got to leave it there. It's good to catch up with you again. Thank you.
Good to see you, Ian.
Now, the UK has come top of a league table ranking of open banking adoption among European countries. Well, the research also praised the role of the UK's faster payment system in terms of speeding up the process of sending and receiving money via bank-to-bank transfers. Well, that research came from the open banking fintech Yapily, whose founder and CEO, Stefano Vassino, joins me now. Stefano, welcome to you. We better explain, first of all, for the uninitiated, what open banking is.
Yes, of course. Imagine a user that needs a loan and need to share his banking data to a loan provider. And now with open banking, they can share it within a few hundred milliseconds just with a click of a button. Or imagine a merchant that wants to process payment without the card fees. Now with open banking, they can introduce a free instant payment solution. So open banking is a new movement that allows service providers to connect to banks directly to offer innovative services.
And is it all down to the UK's faster payments infrastructure, or are there other factors as well why the UK is ahead in terms of adoption of this?
Clearly, the proactiveness of the regulator since the beginning of the open banking journey has been a key factor. And we hope this remain even in the year ahead, because we have a leading position now in Europe and in the world, and we want to keep that.
Which countries in Europe have the most to gain from open banking?
I would say probably the country where the economy is growing the least, because open banking offer a solution, for example, for a working capital for SME. If you need the loan fast, with the open banking, it can take a few minutes to be profiled and receive a loan. So everywhere the economy is growing slowly, it's probably the country where they have most to gain.
Now, what about your business? You've just taken over one of your peers in Germany. Are there other territories that you're eyeing up?
We are always in the lookout for great company like Finity that we recently acquired in Germany. The market is growing very fast. Our customer base is growing super fast. We have a phenomenal rate, and we think that with the economic downturn, things will only accelerate. As I was mentioning, merchants will be more focused on the cost per transaction, and people will be more concerned about their financial well-being, and SME will want to have easier access to working capital. So we will definitely keep looking for other company to bring in the family.
Where do the traditional banks sit in this space right now?
Well, they have an opportunity. They have the opportunity of investing in innovation and be part of the open banking journey. So the most forward-looking organizations are heavily investing, and we see them as partner.
All right, Stefano, we have to leave it there. Good to talk to you this morning. Thank you.
Thank you.
Still to come here on Ian King Live. We'll have a look at how global markets are doing this Monday morning. It's been a choppy session overnight in Asia. I'll be telling you all about that after this short break.
Independent, United Kingdom.
These last few years have seen some huge stories. And these stories have been driven by politics, by politicians, the people in power.
You must stay at home.
And it's my job to figure out how these decisions made by politicians impact all of us in our everyday lives.
This is the worst thing I've ever been through in my life.
People turn up here with their child stuff in a black sack and just say, don't want to.
And that is what it is. It's first class poverty.
Is this an example of the welfare state failing?
We take you to the heart of the stories that shape our world.
These are stories that affect us all. Millions of children are now having to catch up. Some stories have changed all of our lives. Because like the residents, the staff are being infected. Politicians, they make decisions all of the time, and it's our job to hold them to account. I wonder if you will take this opportunity to apologise to those families. But in the end, the real power doesn't actually lie with the politicians. The real power lies with the people. I'm Nick Martin. I'm the People and Politics correspondent at Sky News.
Well, stocks in the Asia-Pacific region have suffered a choppy session overnight, with the Hang Seng in Hong Kong falling by almost 3% after China's competition regulator fined a number of major tech companies, including Alibaba and Tencent, for failing to comply with anti-monopoly rules. Well, stocks there and in Shanghai were also rattled by news of a flare-up in COVID cases, with a new Omicron subvariant being discovered in Shanghai, while Macau has told most businesses there, including its casinos, to close for a week. Well, in Europe, stocks have opened in negative territory. Here's the current picture. All of the main European indices are in negative territory right now, and it's a similar situation here in the UK. The FTSE 100 is currently lower, trading down by some 0.2% right now. Mining heavyweights are weighing on the index as metal prices fell on news of the latest COVID restrictions in China. There are not too many stock-specific stories around this morning in the top 100. Outside the FTSE, though, Domino's Pizza, the shares there are ahead by just over 1%. That's after it raided its rival Just Eat Takeaway for its new chief finance officer. While Chrysalis Investments, well, that's down another 4.75%. That's been in bad odour since its results 11 days ago. On the foreign exchange markets, it's all about a strong dollar right now. The greenback has hit a fresh 24-year high against the Japanese yen and an all-time high against the Indian rupee. Sterling is currently off by 0.5% right now against the US dollar. The euro is off by 2/3% nearly against the US dollar. Meanwhile, the oil price is continuing to drift amid concerns over global growth prospects A barrel of Brent crude will currently set you back $106.30 a barrel. That is down 0.2%. Well, joining me now is Farhad Kamal. He's Chief Market Strategist at Kleinwort Hambros, private bank and wealth manager. Farhad, welcome to you. This China situation, describe to me how concerned you are about it, the fact that we're still getting these COVID outbreaks.
Yeah, well, it's very concerning. China has been an enormous engine of growth for so long, and without it, the global growth profile looks very flat. And also, it's worrying is that the narrative that is widely adopted in the rest of the world, which is that we're going to grin and bear it and get through COVID as a result of successful vaccinations, does not apply to China. China seems to be in the very early days of where we were 2 years ago. Particularly, I mean, the greatest symbol of that is this morning they shut down all the casinos in Macau. So Macau is now completely in lockdown, similar to where we were in the West exactly 2 years ago. So it's worrying. It has great implications for global growth, and most importantly, not really sure what the way out here is for the Chinese.
Do you think this is one of the factors that's weighing on the oil price right now? Because obviously there's a lot of concerns over supply shortages with the Russia situation, yet oil has fallen in each of the last 4 weeks now. I'm wondering whether how much of this is down to China concerns or how much of it is obviously due to the strong dollar as well.
Well, it's a very good question, and the answer is that both of those are affecting the oil price. But if you look at the wider commodities basket, many commodities such as copper were very closely, they track Chinese growth. China is the biggest consumption driver of those commodities, industrial commodities, and those have fallen for quite some time. The reason why oil had bifurcated somewhat from the other commodities was clearly because of geopolitical concerns and supply issues. But even that now seems to be catching up with the rest of the commodity market, which is reflecting lower Chinese growth and more global uncertainty, which is weighing even heavier than some of the geopolitical concerns.
So is it possible in your view then, with the fact that we are seeing these sort of downward movements across the commodity basket, that we might get some pleasant surprises on the inflation front before too long?
I'm very loath to make a forecast on future inflation, largely because I've been wrong for quite some time. But yes, it is absolutely possible. One of the things that has been driving inflation much higher for a long time is energy costs and food costs. Those seem to be falling. Energy costs anyway, if you look at where the price of oil is today, it's lower than where it was at its peak around the time of the Ukrainian invasion. Some of the supply chain shortages seem to be easing through. It is possible that we get good news, and our base case is that inflation will be lower or continue to lower towards towards the end of the year than where it is now. Have we hit our peak or not? Not sure, but we should find out this week when the US inflation numbers are released.
Well, I take my hat off to you for admitting to being wrong in the past. We don't get many people prepared to do that on this programme. Separately, Farhad, we're seeing all of these interesting situations in continental Europe now. The French government's nationalising EDF. The German government's it looks like they're going to take an equity stake in Uniper. Where is money going to go from these companies? I mean, it limits the pool of investable assets that fund managers who want exposure to this sector, where they can put their money.
Yes, it does. But, it's and on top of that, it's been a very underinvested sector for a long time. The sector has been shunned by institutional investors because, it was considered dirty and we were on a very strong ESG push, and honestly, a lot of that is being reconsidered as we speak right now. Clearly, with the benefit of hindsight, it is the German energy policy, for example, and much of the European energy policy looked shambolic. We were expected to rely on green sources of renewable energy, which weren't quite ready. We shut down lots of nuclear plants and other sources of energy in order to reduce our dependence on Russian oil, only to now be even more dependent on Russian oil as well as Russian coal, because we don't have nuclear or enough green energy. So there's been lots of sort of poor decision making. Nonetheless, I think that the energy sector is, as I said, it's been underinvested. There's plenty of ways to gain exposure to it, and many of the players within the energy sector, some of the biggest names, are actually leading the greenification. I mean, ironically, by investing in the energy sector, it's probably one of the best ways that we can achieve some of the targets, environmental targets that we've set, as these companies are the leaders with their global expertise and their global reach in getting us to the place we want to be, which is less use of fossil.
Worth pointing out that there are still some very well-run businesses in this sector, such as SSE in this country, Iberdrola of Spain, which owns Scottish Power in this country.
All ladies, you are invited to our premier 13th annual Women's Conference, Lady to Lady Global Conference 2022. Theme, Joy. Date, Saturday, 30th July. Doors open at 11 a.m. Venue, Fairview's Concert Halls, the Phoenix Theater, Croydon, CR91DG3, United Kingdom. Register on www.ladytoladyglobal.org. Music Ministers, CLC Healing Voices. Simeon. Queenie, Ada Ahi. Congratulations, I have seen the glory of God. Conference speakers, Reverend Betty King, Pastor Marjorie, Pastor Sandra.
I did come to Lady, and from that day onwards, my life has never been the same.
See you there. Welcome to Gabby Dave Global. We are a UK-based online e-commerce store, the first of its kind with license to trade in African products. Some of the products are clothing brands and all beauty accessories, hair and beauty brands, natural aphrodisiacs, processed and dried unprocessed food. Our mission at Gabby Dave is to connect African and Caribbean businesses to customers globally. At Gabby Dave, we ensure our sellers get the best deal for their products. We are not just here to help you reach a wider audience. We are also a distribution center to support business growth by fulfilling orders to your customers from our warehouse, making sure customers receive their products on time. We are inviting all Black-owned businesses to trade on our platform because we strongly believe Africans have a unique brand the customer would appreciate globally. So get in touch today and let us make your product and business go far. Here are some of the benefits of using Gabby Dave Global. User-friendly platform, track your shipment, online support, transparent process, multiple SKUs, multiple products, a platform that encourages manufacturers as well as traders. Our marketing and PR interventions amplifies yours. Organized products and categories for easy access and navigation. Access to global community, especially within UK and Europe.
Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Broadcasting live online.
Body is your map.
Bekutu, show them you got the coco set. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Harry Song, aka Mr. Songs. This is the Kingmaker Baba for the girls. We're here. This is Starr Radio. We don't go nowhere. UK, London. We call them London for home. For here, we call them London. And that's how you know. Just have fun and stay blessed.
Hi there, this is CJ Buckman, your life coach. And whenever I'm in London, I listen to Starr Radio UK right here. But guess what? You can listen to wherever you are.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
In your car,
At work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK. Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Hey there, this is Archie, and this is Starr
Are you ready? Oh yeah. I want to change it a little bit, all right? I don't know how to, but I know how to groan in the spirit, but not with my legs, all right? Come on. Come on. I see you. I see you.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. Hallelujah. Come on. Amen. Hallelujah. There's nothing my God can't do. There is nothing my God can't do. Amen. Amen. Hallelujah.
This is how I say a massive good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth and those of you on other planets as well. Welcome to the Monday edition of the morning show. This is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. I remain yours sincerely, the one and only.
This is the morning show.
playing in the background something from Denzel Prempe saying that there is nothing that God can't do. So somewhere, somehow, you are trusting God for something, and I can tell you that God is working on your behalf. You might not see it, you might not feel it, you might not see anything, but somewhere, somehow, we find that solutions do come. Well, is it God? Is it man? What is it? What's happening to you? Welcome to the show once again. But I say good morning to my team this morning. Mr. Olayomi, HRH Linda Palian, and the one and only Esther. My one and only producer, Mr. Francis Guy. Good morning to you. Working behind the scenes, Mr. Frank Davids, and all the team there. I say massive good morning to you all. And let me say good morning to Arinola Omoola. Good morning to you. As many of you who have joined us on the Facebook transmission, and those of you on the YouTube as well. Let me express our heartfelt gratitude to you for all the patronage that you give us every time we are on. And let me say welcome once again to the show. And thanks a zillion to those of you who shared as well. Lukman Olasode, Tosin Tewogbade, Adewale Mosibolatan. Good morning to you as well. Adeleke Kehinde Samson. Good morning to you, and thank you very much for following us on Starr Radio UK and all the broadcasts as well. It's now 10:45 from the House of London. All protocol observed. Let me say morning to my brother all the way in in Scotland, those of you in the US, those of you in America, those of you on the African continent, those of you in Asia, those of you in what do you call that place? Australia. Let me say massive morning to you all. Now, those of you who have just joined us for the first time, this is the program because I'm going to bring you the quotes for the day. The weather forecast will follow suit, and then we'll move on to the travel updates as well. We'll move on and have a look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe, known as Global Trotting. Then we continue from thence, and then exactly at 11 o'clock we have Mr. Olayomi Koike, who is going to be coming your way. I won't be chasing thieves who stole government money, Peter Obi is saying. Well, give them some assurance that you don't vote me in, I won't touch you. Well. A lot more going to be coming from Nigeria when we have Mr. Olayomi Koike on from 11 o'clock. The conversation goes on after that, and then we have a look at some of the stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. At 12 o'clock, the lines are open for you to add your voice to the discussions. We continue from there, and then exactly at 12:30, I'll take you straight to Cyprus, where our own, the one and only HRH Linda Palian is all ready to fire on all cylinders on Career 101. Then after that, we bring the curtains down for the end of the program. So in the gist, that's what's going to be happening. Share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones, and invite them to like our pages. It is Starr Radio UK. It is the morning show, the Monday edition. And as I said earlier on, yes, if you are standing, hold on to something. If you are sitting, sit very comfortably, back roll up, get yourself a hot or cold drink, and let's take this journey. I can tell you that in London, my goodness, the past 3 days has been all 4 days thereabout. The heat wave, and it's been a hell. But somebody say don't say that. Well, okay, I won't say that. It's been heaven. Maybe the weather will change, would it? Okay, so let's crack on. Now, the quote of the day says, the greater the demand you place on yourself when you are young, the less pressure life will place on you in the future. And how true is that? And that's why when I talk to the youth, I try to encourage them to get the best out of themselves. So at times I ask myself the question, when some say, oh, when I was young, my parents were pushing me, they got the best out of you, you know? Well, this is a generation, I call them slow flake generation. You just think, I'm not feeling. Alright then, that's just by way of the code for the day. Let's move on. Now, what is the weather going stuff for us? A bit of details from there, as I said earlier on, is going to be scorching hot. Today will be another fine day with extensive sunshine and just the odd patch of cloud developing at times. A hot day, and even for this time of year. Now this evening will continue to be dry with extensive sunshine and just the odd patch of cloud in places. Overnight, any cloud will clear to leave clear skies for all. A very warm night as well. Temperature 31 degrees the lowest. 18 degrees. Pollen level is going to be high, UV level high, pollution moderate, and sunset 21:15. Sunrise for tomorrow morning 04 and 56 hours. That brings us to the end of the weather forecast. It is All Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. 10:48 the time. A quick break, and I'll bring you the travel update. Stay tuned.
Tune in to On Point here on Star Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Check it out. Keep your eyes on the road.
This is Star Radio UK.
Okay, just bear with me. Those of you watching, see me looking upstairs. Yes, I'm watching the CCTV. I had a bit of sound and I was trying to make sure everything is ticking along nicely. Okay, so keep your eyes on the roads. Keep your eyes on the roads. So keep you navigated as I'm keeping my eyes on my CCTV. All right then. So what is happening in the travel this morning? We know it's hot. So if you're embarking on the underground, please get yourself some water and dress appropriately so that you don't feel too hot. Okay, so on the underground, good service throughout London Overground, TFL Rail, DLR, good service, London Tramlink, good service there as well. But when it comes to the roads as well, what is happening there? A24, A4, A41, Central London Red routes have all got closures. But let's move on straight to the river bus. On the river bus, apart from the Woolwich Ferry, that's got special service. All the others, good service. And the final segment of the travel update, that's the National Rail. The National Rail Avanti West Coast has got special service. Cross Country, South Western Railway, and Transport for Wales, all special service there as well. So I will say it once again. Well. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you, wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your comment for today. But you know what? Continue to keep those eyes on the roads.
Tune in to On Point here on Star Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Welcome back to the program. It is Star Radio UK. It is now time for Global Trotting. Let's go on. 10:51 and it's 9 minutes to the top of the hour. The Monday edition of the morning show coming your way once again. Well, he says it. I won't rest until I bring relief to Nigeria. I am quite aware of the difficulties people are facing and working to resolve them. Who's speaking and who is bowing there? President Buhari. How true is that? Maybe give some hope for those of you who want cessation or those who want to break away from Nigeria, the Yoruba, the Igbos. Well, he's saying that he's going to solve everything out. So maybe it gives us a bit of hope that, hey, let's all chill out. But do you think that is it? Do you think that is going to work? Haven't we seen or heard these promises several times? Well, reacting to the attack on the convoy conveying the advanced team of presidential guards protocol and media officers ahead of Mr. Buhari's trip to Douala for Salah, the presidency described the incidents in its usual monotone indignation as sad and unwelcome. Is that it? Well, it is already UK. Well, the president is saying that, you know what, I'm going to sort it out for you. So let's wait to see. Maybe he'll be able to sort it out for us. Well, but there's lots going to be coming from Nigeria. But let's move on to other parts of the world as well, whilst we look at the stories making the rounds. Well, COVID insurance, 50% allowance were never paid to health workers. GRNMA General Secretary is saying. Why is he saying so? Interestingly, because you are looking at the case where government is saying that they spent some money. Was it a loan, or was that a grant or a support that the World Bank gave them, or the IMF? No, it was the World Bank that gave them up to 1 billion. What was it used for? They are saying that, you know what, we use it for food and all stuff, but the health workers are saying that they were not paid. 50% allowance were never paid. So where did that money go to? Well, we're following it very closely. It is all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, following the prison break in Nigeria last week, the national security in Ghana has reiterated vigilance as Boko Haram members break jail from Nigeria. Now, the national security has reiterated the need for all residents in Ghana to be vigilant, observant, and report any suspicious character of movement to security agencies. Well, do you think that when they are coming, they put on this in there, Boko Haram? Yes, I have got AK-47 and we're welding it in their hands and saying that they're going to attack you or something of the sort. No, that's not what happens. But we'll see what he's talking about there. Would you even spot anybody behaving unruly? Nah. Well, we'll be bringing you more on that front. It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. MPP can't break the 8. And no matter what they do, Mohammed's 8 declares. So what are they going to do if they want to still break the 8? Is it that they're going to rig the elections? Well, but the president is now pleading with the teacher unions to resume work. Well, he told them in a speech sometime back in the day, he said that, well, the teachers, your rewards are in heaven. You can never be millionaires. You can never be so. Yeah, just pull the threshold there that you cannot cross that. And well, now they are saying we want more. He says, oh, I'm pleading with you, go back. Well, we'll be saying more about that in the next few moments. But when it comes to Africa, some more stories from there. Outrun by gas prices, Kenyan families tend to charcoal to cook. Well, somebody said turning to charcoal, meaning that they have to cut trees and to use to build to make those charcoals, and therefore it's quite environmentally degrading. However, somebody will tell you that now people have messed the world, that all sorts develop, and we are now at a receiving end where we see drought and everything that is going on now because of the war that is going on. Fuel prices are high, and therefore somebody cannot even get the money to buy gas, yes, to use to prepare their meal or cook, and therefore they have to now fall on charcoal made from woods, and people are now complaining. Well, I'll be bringing you more on that. What should Africans do when it comes to all this? It is All Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. In other parts of the world as well, leak reveals top politicians secretly helped Uber. Last night, before I slept, and then that story came, and that was about 1 a.m. and I was reading through it, and I was like, Emmanuel Macron is among leaders who helped the ride-hailing company disrupt new markets. Well, we'll be following it very closely. Trump ally Bannon willing to testify at January 6th hearing. Now, Steve Bannon had refused to cooperate until now, but his apparent change of heart is supported by Trump. Is it Trump getting him to come on to go and say that, well, you know what, he didn't do anything, it's all fake news, fake news? Well, maybe that's what's going to happen. Autopsy for ex-Angolan leader amid foul play claims. The family of 79-year-old Jose Eduardo dos Santos alleged there was a plot to kill him. So maybe that was what ended his life. But what do you think? So Star Radio UK. Ukraine plans million-strong army to retake South. The defense minister remarks are a rallying cry rather than a concrete plan as Russia pounds the city in the south. Well, now it seems like all the efforts and all the noise seem to be dying down, but there are other pressing issues, things that are troubling people more than what it's called. But we know that has been a factor in the difficulties that we are, or the challenges that we are facing at the moment. Okay, now who replaces Boris Johnson? At the moment, there are 11 Tory leadership contenders, and the 11th one is Liz Truss. But we're looking at the others who have thrown their hat into the ring. What's going to be happening? Well, this is all coming away from Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. A lot more will be coming your way. Stay tuned. Don't you go away. Enjoy this song, and I will be with you. my producer just told me that, hey, the sound for the music was very loud. Oh, I didn't blow your eardrums, but apologies for that. It is all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Time now is 2 minutes past the top of the hour. Let's take a bit of a social announcement and then we continue with the show. But that music has come from Denzel Prempe, who says there is nothing that God can't do. Yesterday someone was telling me that if we said that there was nothing that God can't do, that is debatable. But I don't know what you think about that. I believe that there is nothing that God can't do. Everything is possible when it comes to God. Yeah? Alright then. Okay? Yes. So let's move on. Now, the Inspired Day Nursery in Croydon, at 68 Wilmer Road, Croydon, is inviting every one of you listening to us, if you are in the catchment area, if you can come in for a summer barbecue on Summer Barbecue 2022, Saturday the 23rd of July at 68 Wilmer Road, Croydon, the postcode CR02XP. Now come, games, bouncy castle, face painting, music raffle, and great food expected to be sold and shared there. Now tickets are in advance. You can get it for £3 per person. Babies under 1 are free, and of course those are in the tummy are free, of course. Now there's going to be more on the door, but please bring money and a spirit of giving. All proceeds will go to the Noah's Ark Children's Hospice. So please check out and join us on that program that will be coming your way on the 23rd of July 2022. It is all Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And at 4 minutes past the top of the hour, we have Mr. Olayomi who has joined in. Let me make sure that he's all alert, ready to fire on all cylinders, and let's crack on. And on that note, let me say a massive good morning to you, Mr. Olayomi.
Well, it is a very good morning to you, Mr. Archie. Good morning to Frank. Good morning to all our listeners from different parts of the globe. And literally those that are watching us, because the beauty of the technology is different from the analog stage where people were speaking on the radio and it could take you years to see who is actually behind the voice. But this time around, technology has literally made it possible for us to be shown physically from a comfort zone of all our listeners and audience from around the world. I welcome you again. It is Starr Radio UK, 5 minutes past 11, the 11th of July 2022. I'll come back to you in the studio, Mr. Archie.
Yes, listeners, Mr. Olayomi for you this morning, ready to fire on all cylinders, as I say all the time. So get yourself ready as well whilst we bring you the stories making the rounds in Nigeria. But Yomi, how was your weekend?
The weekend, traveled as very fast as possible, but I think the most part of it is I did have a very great time. Spend quality time with the family. We had a lunch, which has not been done for some time. Especially as one of those that have been part of the the self-determination movement. It has been a lot of work. There was also time to reflect, especially each time you look back. For those that are back in Nigeria, especially the student that we feel concerned about. I mean, I was literally speaking to some of them this morning. 5 months down the line, Nigerian students are still at home while the government look away, while those that should be crying out on their behalf. We're talking about the Labour Congress and those European Union have already compromised. But it was a great weekend where, like I said, we didn't have a lot of activities like we said during Friday, but the activities was more engagement throughout the the social media, because you can literally now have a meeting in New York, you can have a meeting in any part of the globe using all the necessary either the Zoom or the team or whatever is convenient for you. So it was all this engagement, but like I said, yesterday was a reflection time and a time to spend with the family as we're getting into the summertime.
Yes. Thank God we had a peaceful weekend there. And now, listeners, wherever you are listening to us from, we hope that you also had a peaceful weekend. Anthony Adedeji, good morning to you. I hope you are doing very, very well. You know, Anthony, he wakes up very, very early to listen to us, because at least wherever he is in the US, at least we are leading them 6 hours, and yet he's able to join us on any of the programs that we bring your way. Anthony, I salute you, sir. I hope the family and yourself are doing very, very well. But before we move on to the stories making the rounds, let me acknowledge Prince Abimbola Osude as well. He said, good morning, Mr. Archie and White Lion, Yoruba Nation now. Prince, yes. Prince, good morning and thank you very, very much. Odua Tide or Tide, yeah, Eku Etu to you. Odua Tide, Eku Etu to you as well, and continue to share the broadcast. Subscribe to our page wherever you might be and enjoy the program that we bring your way. Now, Yomi, the president made a statement, and I was thinking, whoa, that is a good one there, so maybe now we have to relax. No agitation. The president says that he's going to sort everything. He says, look, I won't rest until I bring relief to Nigerians. I'm quite aware of the difficulties people are facing and working to resolve them, Mr. Buhari vowed. Now, he's been in office, call it how many, it's next year that they're going for election, so how many years forms a term in Nigeria? Is it 4 or 5?
Well, it's 2 terms. They have done the 4 years. They are now on the last lap.
Yeah, so 7 years.
Now. Yeah, so they've literally done 7 years. And as of today, we just have about 214 days, but I'll double check on that, where this government has actually come in. I mean, yes, looking at the, what the president said, especially some of what he said while he was in Daura for the Eid, somebody called this morning and said, the president walked on an untarred road. There was helicopter hovering for properties, security, as we know. But I won't rest until I bring pain to Nigerians is what should have been what the president should be saying. Because what this government have done for 7 years is they've literally killed the economy. The security is no longer there to secure lives of Nigerians. The university student, the education sector has collapsed, has crumbled. The healthcare sector is no longer functioning, and we can see that from the allegation of the organ harvest of a deputy senate president that was there for 13 good years, a 2-term governor of Enugu State, but yet he preferred to bring someone to UK for organ harvesting, and all that is going to continue now at the Old Bailey in August. The question is, what is he going to do now that is not going to rest to bring relief to Nigeria? Let's take you back, as we do know, even before the COVID, when the government came in 2014, 2015, this did not even as planned to so many Nigerians that the pain that they thought they never saw in the 7 years of this government. I can tell you from this headline that I'm about to bring to you, the Nigerians that have now been released through the attack on the train Abuja network on the 28th literally paid 800 million naira ransom for them to be released, and part of the deal was also the Kuje prison break that took place, because the terrorists gave the government that they will have to release some of their Boko Haram leaders, terrorists in Kuje prison, before they can release some of those. Not every one of them have been released, because they still demand for about 4-point-something billion naira for the rest to be released. About 43 people since March have still been with these terrorists. The question this morning is, what more relief can Nigerian government talk about when, as we speak today, millions of Nigerians have now become beggars from the northeast to the middle belt, from the southwest to the southeast? What the government can talk about? The genocide that is taking place in the southeast this morning. What can this government talk about when Buhari says he's quite aware of the difficulties? I'm not sure he's aware, because like we do know, he sleeps like someone that doesn't have charge of what is going on in Nigeria. Star Radio UK, I'll come back to you in the studio.
Wow, listeners, quite an interesting in-depth analysis of what Buhari has said. He said, well, he should have said, I won't rest until I bring suffering, more suffering to Nigerians. But what do you think? Maybe you think that maybe the president has said something good, and therefore maybe we can take it. Or you think you should take it with a pinch of salt. But Yomi, when this allegation that the abductors, whether it's Boko Haram or whoever who abducted the people on the Kaduna train, okay, now that's the amount of money that they demanded as ransom, how true is that? Do you people have any evidence pertaining to that?
Well, there is evidence, and I'm going to take us back to one of the bishop that was kidnapped some few months back, and he said that this is not the IPOB that did this, it is the Fulanis. He actually paid 100 million naira. I'm going to tell some of our listeners if they can quickly work out what 100 million naira is to dollars or to pound sterling, and I'll be able to give us that as well. But what we can tell you is this money gets together by so many of their members, or sometimes, as we do know, that those that have paid 800 million naira would definitely have to find the money one way or the other. Items will be sold, loans will probably have to be taken out. But yes, I can tell you that Nigerians are paying huge substantial amount of money for them to be released, and not just in the northeast, across the country. As we speak this morning, while those 7 people have been released, one of the Pakistanis in there, well, we can still tell you that 4.3 billion is still being demanded for the adopted Kaduna train hostages. Terrorists are now demanding 100 million naira ransom for the rest of the 43 people that are still in their custody, as if the custody is the security of the government.
Well, the 100 million equates to $236.634 thousand. 238,000. Yes,
that's a huge substantial amount of money. And like I said, we will try to bring that video up as soon as I have it. When this particular bishop father was released, his members had to pay that. Let's listen to him in this interview.
Told us that they are going to bring, after buying enough weapons, they bring all those that have been put in disarray, but driven away from Zamfara, Katsina, Zambisa Forest, that they are all coming to locate themselves in Ebola, that there's no security in Ebola, that they will come there and then they will deal with us. And that the young man was just flippant. Maybe he took some. He said, "Do you know Ibadan? Lagos Expressway? We are in all the bush now. We're everywhere there. We're also in the south. So we are waiting for the slightest signal. We will finish you people and take over this land." So they claim that Nigeria belongs to Fulani. They said that is why we are afraid of. I've been talking about this open grazing and this road. They have a plan. And I accuse the soldiers who are not non-Christians. Some of them are Fulani. They are part of it. They are shooting this man. When our people wanted to go to the bush, the soldiers said, if you move a step, we finish you. Don't go there. So they know where the boys are. They know the location.
So that was after he paid 100 million cash, no bank wire transfer. Cash was delivered to this terrorist, and you can imagine what the 100 million, as you convert it to dollar, will be able to do. The question is, what more can the government now be talking about when Buhari says, "I won't rest until I bring relief to Nigerians"? They have already bought a lot of pains. The question then is, should we keep one Nigeria? But more conversation on this update this morning. I'll come back to you in the studio.
Interestingly, I look at it that, look, you've been there for 7 years plus. You couldn't do anything. How many? 214 days or 200 plus days? Let me call it that. You think that you'll be able to bring about or turn the lives of people around? What is he going to do? What can he do now that he's, about to exit, his presidency?
Well, what can he do is, more than just continue to deceive Nigerians, just as Lai Mohammed was here in UK last week, giving us the impression that the security situation is now calm. But less than 72 hours or 48 hours, we saw that more prison breaks has occurred. I'm not sure whether there's a miracle that can change the economy, because when we go and look at the economy of Nigeria this morning, the debt of Nigeria government to the world is becoming staggering, and we are literally now paying more in terms of that. Poor infrastructure is also affecting businesses. You need to see Lagos. I'm not sure whether you saw some of those videos that got to you, if you have the chance, but Lagos itself, we do know that there's flood across the world, but Lagos was sinking with waters, and that also got to do with the poor infrastructure affecting our businesses. That is also coming up from there. Manufacturers threatening to shut down over the soaring of the diesel cost. The fuel price in Abuja this morning is now 250 naira per liter. So what is the government going to do? 76,000 artisans have now joined the pension scheme in the last 3 years, but the question is, will they be able to get the money when the right time comes? These are the issues that a lot of Nigerians are asking, as also stock investors lost 139 billion naira in 1 week. That is also coming up in some of the business sector that we are discussing this morning. What can this government do is a question that we are asking, whether any changes can happen in the next how many days before a change of government, a change of country, or a total collapse of a country that is meant to be the giant of Africa. All these we will continue to update our listeners in 214 days, 13 hours, 14 minutes as the seconds goes down. Star Radio UK, it is your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. I'll come back to you again in the studio.
Yes, let me say good morning to Ifa Funsho as well. Yes, the comment that Ifa Funsho put across, that Olayomi has put across, says that self-defense is the cornerstone of liberty. Now, if you can't defend your life and properties, you've no right at all. Yoruba people must set up self-defense. Nigeria army has been infiltrated by the Islamic jihadists. They are advancing down south. They've embarked on a mission. So now, if you are listening to us, what do you think is the way forward? This is the promise that the president has given. Now, we thought that maybe with the attack on the president's convoy last week, maybe it will let them now realize exactly what is happening. But again, reacting to the attack on the convoy, conveying the advanced team of presidential guards, protocol, and media officers ahead of Mr. Buhari's trip to Douala for Salah, the president described the incident, the presidency described the incident in its usual monotone indignation as sad and unwelcome. Now, what are they doing about that? Are they pursuing these people who actually undertook this evil deed?
Well, there's a lot of evil deed that is happening in Nigeria, and I was looking at one of the headline this morning. Convoy Kuje attack, how Buhari and Osibajo regime perform against the bandit and the Boko Haram, and that also brought out that headline that we talked about. I won't rest until I bring relief to Nigerians. I'm quite aware of the difficulties people are facing, and we are working to resolve them. Buhari promise. But President Buhari, in the course of the week, has summoned an emergency National Security Council meeting to deliberate on the nation's security challenges occasioned by the recent attack by the terrorist group. Perhaps his sidekick, Vice President, Pastor Yemi Osibajo, was the first to get the memo as things fall apart when the bandit attacked Buhari's convoy. And later that same day, Boko Haram launched an audacious attack on the Kuje prison in Abuja, the seat of power. In both, the terrorists and the attack regime's leader Messiah Buhari and Osibajo seem askins. The terrorists on Tuesday night attacked the Buhari's advanced team that was traveling ahead of the Buhari's visit as well. But the question we've asked is, what more can the government do, to secure Nigerians? I'm not sure whether they can do anything. Buhari visited, the overrun Kuje prison, rambling about his disgust aimed at the top intelligence chiefs. He says, and I quote, I am disappointed with the intelligence system. How can terrorists organize, have weapons, attack security installations, and get away with it? It seems the president has been sleeping for the last 7 years, not understanding that the country is now totally collapsed, or maybe there's an hidden agenda that the president is aware of that doesn't want Nigerians to be told. Because if the president is saying that, how can they attack and overrun a Kuje prison in the capital city, that means nowhere is safe as we speak right now. But as we can tell you, according to the reshuffle, was aimed at maybe changing some of the sector. We will see how that is going to happen. Remember last week Friday, before we went away, the newly appointed ministers and their portfolio include Ikechukwu Iko, the Ministers of State, Science and Technology, Umana, Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Ude Odom, the Minister of State Affairs and Environment, Ademola Adegoroye, Minister for State Transport, and others. Will this make any impact in the remaining part of what this government is going to do in 214 days? All this we will find out. But what I can tell you is, situation is becoming worsened under this APC government.
Well, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. This is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Mr. Olayomi in our North London studios, and I'm Archie in the studios here south, and we are bringing you updates from Nigeria. So continue to keep your comments coming through, and I promise you one thing for sure, that we would definitely read that out. Good morning, sir, Mr. Koiki. Adedayo Adesola. Good morning to you there. He says Yoruba Nation now. Okay. Well, so he's not satisfied with whatever moves and promises that Buhari is giving. But let's move on to one issue. Is Nigeria going to go to the IMF for a bailout? Because Ghana has actually embarked on that. We had the IMF team in Ghana last Wednesday. Was it last Tuesday? And they started negotiation, I think, last Wednesday. Now, I don't know what the outcome has been so far. But is Nigeria also going to embark on that journey if they don't have the support? Because it looks like ASU health workers lambasting Buhari's regime threaten now to go on strike. That means their needs are not being met, their monies, and it's not going round enough for them. And so, is Nigeria going to go to the IMF for a bailout?
Well, it looks like they probably visited Nigeria before Ghana, because looking at the statement that was released on the 15th of June last month, IMF staff concluded a staff visit with Nigeria is the report. End of the mission press release includes statement of the IMF staff team that conveyed preliminary findings after a visit to the country. The views expressed in this statement are those of the IMF staff and not necessarily representing the views of the IMF executive board. You can see that even IMF is trying to distinguish itself between what their staff concluded and what the executive will probably be concluding as well. The mission will not result in a board discussion. But what we know is the economic outlook of Nigeria is challenging with the high food prices, rising food security concern. According to the International Monetary Fund team that was led by Ms. Jasmine Rahman, held meetings with the Nigerian authority around June 6, to discuss recent economic and financial developments and economic outlook for the country. So I'm not sure why this is not going to have any impact with the decision of the board members of the IMF. At the end of the week, Mrs. Rama issued the following statement, and this is what she said. Economic recovery continued to gain strength on the back of services and agriculture. I'm not sure whether agriculture is still functioning because most of the farmers cannot return to the farm because of the negligence of the government providing not just the basic things that the farmer needs, but also the insecurity. With the GDP growing, reaching about 3.6% year to year in the quarter 2022, the latest data shows that the economic growth broadened to all sectors except the oil, where production remains weak, reflecting continuous security and technical challenges. Inflation as of today, as at the time that this press release last month, has now reached 17.7% in May, led by a renewed surge in food prices exacerbated by the war in Ukraine. Rising food security concern as over 40% of the population now live below poverty line. I repeat again, over 40% of Nigerians are living below poverty line. To contain in the inflationary pressure, the Central Bank of Nigeria has recently hiked its monetary policy rate by 150 basis to 13%. Regarding the external sector, the current account deficit narrowly significantly in 2021, helped by the import comprehension and the high net oil balance. However, the improved trade balance, which has continued so far in 2022, is having a limited impact on the foreign exchange. Strain with the exchange rate, which is about 750 naira, because I was able to find out yesterday what was the exchange rate to the country. All these is what IMF discussed before they went to Ghana.
Well, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. The IMF has gone to Nigeria already. So what is at stake and what is going to go on? It is Starr Radio UK. Now let's move on to some other stories making the rounds in Nigeria. I won't be chasing thieves who stole government money, Peter Obi is saying. Now, if you are an aspiring president, okay, or presidential candidate of your party, and you are telling us that, look, when you come in, you're not going to pursue anybody who's stolen government money, then that means you are a collaborator of the stealing. What does it mean by that?
Well, maybe it might be different from the way you have looked at it. Peter Obi, as we know, is running under the Labour Party, and he's quite got a lot of followers that believe that the Labour Party can make changes in 2023 when Peter Obi becomes the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That if Nigeria still hold together before 2023. But what we can say is that Peter Obi is speaking this morning, or rather, as we do know, after last week unveiling Yusuf Dati Baba Ahmed as his running mate. He's now also saying that he won't be probing the past government if elected. I'm not sure what that means, but according to the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, has said that his administration will not carry out a witch hunt of the previous government if elected in office in 2023. Maybe that is just to who some of the government officials in APC and PDP to also maybe not be concerned. But a lot of Nigerians would like to know why he's not going to do that. As for probing the past government, let me tell you, you see me argue that you can't close your shop and be chasing thieves. Those who only look at yesterday and today will miss tomorrow. God did not give us eyes at the back. Mine is to look forward. If you come into the government today and decide to stop the leakage force, you will get more. I am not going to be part of any form of victimization or witch hunt. It won't happen. Nigerians must live within the law and order. So that's what Peter Obi is saying this morning.
Well, that's a good one there, but I think he's just doing that to lure more support to him, so that he can, knowing that, well, when he comes, he won't prosecute that or anything. Everybody can just throw his weight behind him if he is the one to be. But if you're listening to us, what do you think? 2023 election is going to come on or not? 11:30 the time, Starr Radio UK, the station. We'll go back to Yomi for him to bring us some more stories making the rounds. Over to you, Yomi.
Well, Tinubu has now unveiled his new vice president, and a very controversial one, based on allegation or evidence of audio tape between Shettima and the previous governor of Ogun State, where they were having conversation. Shettima has been pointed as one of those that has involvement with the Boko Haram, but that doesn't concern the current candidate of the APC, as Tinubu shunned the Northwest governors and now settled for Shettima. Who is Shettima? Details have emerged on how the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Tinubu, that returned back to Nigeria from France over the weekend, shunned over tours from the Northwest governors to pick one of them as his running mate. Rather than bowing to the pressure from the governors, Tinubu yesterday has now picked a former governor of Borno State, where in 2014 it was under his own nose that the Chibok girls were picked up, and as we speak today, Liu Shuaibu is still nowhere to be found. She's actually giving birth to the terrorists in the camp where they've kept her. Also, according to the information that we have, it was something that Nelson Wike, as the Minister of Education as at the time, discussed that the WAEC should not go ahead because of the rampaging of the Boko Haram in Borno State. But the governor looked away, and so many of the Chibok girls were taken away. It was gathered that governors prefer Kebbi State Governor Atiku Bagudu and his Kaduna counterpart Nasir El-Rufai, but Tinubu initially offered the ticket to the Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum. It was learned that one of the causes of the delay in selecting his running mate was the refusal of Zulum to accept Tinubu's offer. So as we speak right now, the conversation is already on the social media as a lot of questions on a Muslim ticket. The last time we had something similar to this was when the late Chief MK Abiola decided to run with Babagana Kindigbe. Is this going to happen this time around? Let's look at what Joseph Okechukwu said some 10 hours ago. As if Muslim ticket isn't enough insult on millions of Nigerians, Christians, Tinubu had to go with a guy who allegedly threatened fire on the Igbos and their businesses in Lagos and the North in a leaked phone call with the then Ogun State Governor Ibukunle Amosun. The question is, can Shetima unite Nigeria as a candidate under the APC? Where should we say election will go ahead? Also, Aisha Yusuf, in 2014, APC toyed with Muslim ticket. It was said then that Tinubu wanted to be the vice president with the current president Buhari, but he let out of his ambition because it will not fly. The same APC has gotten into power, grown wings and horns. Nigerians will clip those wings and horns, inshallah. Rino Oduala, the problem isn't about the Muslim ticket, it is about the equality. Don't preach what you don't take. And I'll take one more, as there's a lot of conversation on that. Hashtag FreeDadiyata at Dr. Real Ado. As a Muslim, it is divisive, irresponsible to even complete a Muslim ticket. Let anyone carrying it out. Muslims should resist this, as we won't take any Christian ticket now in the future. This is absurd. If I sure the last one said just 15 minutes ago, whether a Muslim ticket or a Christian ticket or Muslim Christian ticket, it doesn't stop those jihadis from Islamization of Nigeria. It doesn't stop Boko Haram from invading your land. Tinubu and Obi fans are only blinded by trying to make their favorite president. So you can see the conversation about the Muslim ticket is continuing to trend on the social media this morning at 11:34 on Starr Radio UK.
Well, listeners, Mr. Olayomi Koiki for you, bringing you updates from Nigeria. Now, so with that happening, do you think the 2023 election is going to hold? Will people not just look at it and think, well, I mean, look at the APC, they are having Muslim ticket and blah blah blah. And I was asking the question, are there not Christians up there? So that it brings about a bit of a balance. But well, they don't want to give in. Those in the north don't want to give in. Well, will Peter Obi do something? But what is happening with the other contenders? We're talking about Sowore. We're talking about the other should I call them independent candidates and stuff like that? What is happening to them?
Well, Sowore is still in his campaign and is on the other way around of what Peter Obi said a day ago, which is yesterday. I will probe the past government if elected, Omoyele Sowore, as against what Peter Obi said. The presidential candidate of the African Action Congress, Omoyele Sowore, has said that his administration will probe the past government if elected into office in 2023 presidential election. Sowore made this on his verified Twitter handle on Saturday, while Peter Obi said he's not going to do so. So you can see this is a reverse one. As for probing the past government, let me tell you, you see me argue that you can't close your shop and be chasing thieves. Those who only look at yesterday will miss tomorrow. That is what Peter Obi said. But Sowore did not or will not believe in that, and that is why he says he will do otherwise. Sowore counter Peter Obi vows to probe the past leaders if elected as the president. As we continue to monitor both the AAC, the Labour Party, the self-determination from the Yoruba, the self-determination from the Biafra, the Middle Belt, the question is, 2023, how is it all going to happen, is what a lot of Nigerians are asking. And those that say they do not want to be known as Nigerians because it was the fabrication of the British government in 1914, amalgamation.
Listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. Updates from Nigeria. Okay, let your comments continue to flow in, and I promise you one thing for sure, that I'm gonna read that. Those of you on YouTube, thank you very much. As I say all the time, subscribe to our page, and every time we are on, you wouldn't miss a thing there. And those of you on the Facebook, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones, and invite them to like our pages as well. Every Wednesday we bring you a special program known as the Niger Voices, that is presented by Mr. Olayomi. It looks like Nigeria in details. Looks at the Igbos, it looks at the Yoruba, it looks at the Northerners, it looks at the security issue that's going on in the country. You don't want to miss out on that. So please note that it's 18 hours UK time every Wednesday. All right then. 15 dead bodies found in a Lagos boat mishap. What happened? What about that mishap?
Eventually, we thought it was just 2 people. I saw one of the videos, and again, it looks into, I'm looking at someone who, the governor of Lagos State, at one of a very big festival called Ojudioba in Ogun State. He has actually left his responsibility as the Lagos State governor that should take care of the people in Lagos. There was all flawed situation in Lagos. He should have his boot on, but rather is celebrating Ojudioba, a very big festival from the southwest part of Nigeria this morning. Yes, 15 dead bodies have now been found in the Lagos boat mishap. The Lagos State government accused the boat driver of breaking away rules by sailing late in the evening without providing passengers with a life jacket. The question is, who is in charge? It's like traveling to London Bridge. Then I have to get on the boat. There must be a representative, either through the government or not, or through the policy or institution or the health and safety, even before the boat could be moved out. What I saw was a body that was being carried at the back, and they were running back and forth to revive the person as against bringing in an oxygen. But this morning, 15 people have now been found in what we can now call Ojo area of Lagos. A total of 15 bodies have been recovered from the 16 passenger boat that capsized on the July 8th at Ojo area of Lagos. Oluwa Damilare Emmanuel, the general manager of the Lagos State Water Authority, LASWA, has now confirmed the new figure. 4 bodies of the victims were recovered on Saturday, while 11 bodies were recovered yesterday. May the souls of those that died rest in peace. The question now is, where do we start from when we talk about may Nigeria never happen to us? Should we blame the government? Should we blame the people? Should we blame those that kept us together in this union that has now allowed our politicians not to care, duty of care on the people? Like I said, I was just watching the video of the Ojudioba where the governor from both states in Lagos and Ogun State are celebrating, while innocent Nigerians are crying this morning for the death of their loved ones, for the negligence of a system that should have been put in place. Remember, it was the same Lagos where Bamishe was killed inside a Lagos transport system, and as we speak today, there's no justice for her.
Do you think there's justice for you? And as we say all the time on this platform, may Nigeria never happen to you. It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, 11:40 the time. We'll allow Yomi to go on the social media platform and all the other stories that's making the rounds, so that we can bring the update to a close. Over to you, Yomi.
Well, it is getting very hot here in the studio from here as we go into what is happening on the social media. Obi Dat 2023, that means Peter Obi, and that is what is trending at number 6. There seems to have this force on the social media to push the agenda of Peter Obi. Whether that will materialize in a real election is what we don't know. But as of this morning, we are now saying Christian is trending, Muslim is trending, Shetima is trending. I like to go to Shetima because he is the focus point on what we're going to be discussing. And like I said, I have it right in front of me here at Federal Ministry of Education office, dated the 12th of March 2014, by his, addressed to His Excellency Dr. Kashim Shetima, the then Executive Governor of Borno State, Maiduguri, security challenges and the conduct of the 2014 WAEC, WASC and SSE in Borno, Yobe and part of Adamawa State. In the view of the current security challenges in the northeast state of the country, the West African Examination Council WAEC and the National Examination Council of Nigeria have expressed concern over the safety of their officers who will be deployed to supervise the conduct of the 2014 diet of the examination in the state. In response to the concern, I have directed the candidate in the Federal Unity School to be assembled in respective states, but we know what happened. Chibok girls were kidnapped, and that is part of what is trending. Again, Wike sent this letter to Shetima back in 2014 and joining for a contingency plan, candidates sitting for the exam in a safe and secure location, but Shetima refused, and during that exam, 276 Chibok girls incident happened. Let's take a look at one more. Again, Kwankwaso asked Tinubu to take care of his health. Hill's choice of Shetima as a running mate. You can see, the drama when it comes to Nigerian politics. Kwankwaso is also contesting under the NNPP. The presidential candidate of the new Nigerian People's Party, Rabiu Kwankwaso, has urged his competitor, Bola Tinubu, to take care of his health. And literally, when you look at Tinubu, it looks so fragile. It looks like someone that needs to take care of his health, just as a lot of Nigerians are now having the concern that Tinubu, as Buhari, spend most time outside Nigeria for healthcare reasons. I'm going to take one more. Who else has listened to the leaked audio conversation between Ibukunle Amosu and Shetima? Wow! The man is another chronic national leader worse than Tinubu. This is coming from Olawale Odushola. Let's look at what is trending when it comes to the Biafra this morning, and likewise the Yoruba, before we bring the program to an end from this side. Again, Simon Ekpa, what happened today about the BNL leader is an example of how Biafra will be restored. You will sleep in Nigeria and wake up in Biafra, while the enemy of Biafra will go to sleep with Nigeria, but we will wake up in the morning in Biafra Republic. We call it Vum Na Anaya. So that is coming from Simon Ekpa this morning. Let's take one more from him, and then we go and look at what is trending on the other side. The Eastern Security Network must be funded, their welfare provided. The days of scamming and enriching themselves with the ESN are over, and the new dimension has come to stay. It shocked them that finally Biafra is real. The agitated as career and real people show up, and the game is up. So now let's look at what Ilana Omodua, the representative for the Yoruba self-determination, have been discussing. Like I said over the weekend, before we went on Friday, there was a lot of lingering, backbiting and fighting among them. But the leader has now asked everybody to calm down while things will be looked into. What we can now say is, according to Ilana Omodua, our own sister, daughter of the late Dr. Femi Adegoke of the Voice of Reason from Ondo State, currently a member of the British Parliament, has declared her intention to run for the position of the British Prime Minister, and that is the Kemi Badenoch that is also wants to become the Prime Minister. As we know, Boris Johnson is now going to be finally out of there after his resignation over the weekend. Also, Ilana Omodua talked about how Tinubu built a new Lagos where there was flood, where drainage wasn't working. Like I said, flood occurs all over the world, but should there be a system? I literally saw a vehicle that passengers were in there, only one survived, the rest of them died in that particular vehicle. And the last one again is rise against Buhari's government water resources, bill seeking control of all water boreholes orders will extend the Northerners' domination global body. It looks like the government wants to control the waterways. Star Radio UK 1145. I will now come back to you again in the studio as we say thank you so much to those that have been watching us from around the globe this morning.
Yes, listeners, a quarter to 12 the time. Star Radio UK, the station. Mr. Olayomi bringing you updates from Nigeria. I am Archie here in the South Studios. Okay. Is the sit-down strike going on in the IPOP area, the southeast at the moment?
Well, the sit-at-home is not mandatory, but I can tell you that the sit-at-home is still ongoing, as we know. So people are still doing the sit-at-home, but like I said, it's not something that is enforced on them. But more Nigerians continue. The more Biafrans are doing the same thing. So when I look at what Simon Ekpa posted about 22 hours ago, liberation of the Biafra from the terrorist-controlled Nigerian government, and we, the Biafra people, continue to demand the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Today is another Monday sit-at-home, civil disobedience continue. Biafra land will therefore be under lock and key. So yes, as a lot of people, for their own safety, even though the government, the governors are saying people should come out, the banks dare not open today in the southeast.
Well, that was what I was going to ask, whether the banks were opening, but you've been told. Okay, so listeners, this is where we bring the updates from Nigeria to a close. But Yomi, before you go.
Well, just take one or two comments. According to Sonke, they should just release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Every disaster in location 419 are man-made. So we continue to say to Nigerians, remain vigilant and remain, on the side of where the truth will always be, because the truth will prevail one day.
The truth will prevail one day. Yomi, let me say thank you very much. Have a lovely day, and we catch up later. And let me say happy Eid to all our Muslim listeners as well. All right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Well, listeners, that was Mr. Olayomi Koiki bringing you updates from Nigeria. It is Starr Radio UK. We take a commercial break. We come back and we continue with the show. I'll bring you some music though, but just this commercial break and we continue. Stay tuned. Don't you go away.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired. Yes! How do you get the energy to do that?
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. Of darkness.
So what did that
myself and the world not just. And 2019,
forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820, or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp.co.uk. @gmail.com. Well, lamb shapers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Yeah, man. Sing to this rhythm after seeing all of one in Africa.
Well, listeners, under pressure by the late Raskimono. And it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 5 minutes to the top of the hour. Yeah, I had to rush out there to see what's happening there. It looks like the sun is shining so brightly. People are so feeling that hot. But how are you feeling? I hope that you got yourself some nice cold drink that you are using to calm yourself today. Once again, welcome to the show. To all our Muslim listeners, I wish you a happy festival Eid, or Ramadan. Which one is it? Or Salah. Okay.
Under pressure, black people under pressure, Nigerians under pressure, Africans under pressure. No food, we belly, no money in our pocket.
This is Starr Radio UK.
suffer in a ghetto, in a city,
in your car, at work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
You see them, some are crying,
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Some are welling, everywhere. Now we go under pressure, we well under pressure. Under pressure, everybody under pressure. Under pressure, black and white, under pressure.
Your favorite Afro-Caribbean radio station.
Okay, so everyone under pressure. Europeans under pressure, Africans under pressure, Americans under pressure, everyone under pressure. Well, what is happening around the world? Putting everybody under pressure. Well, the economic downturn hitting everybody. Well. As you were told, Nigeria has already embarked on the journey to the IMF for a bailout. But if you look at the amount of waste that we are making, you ask yourself, so what do we do? But Peter Obi says that he's not going to be wasting his time in pursuing that which has gone down the drain already. What he's going to make sure he looks at is making sure he seals the holes so that there will be no more waste. For that reason, would you want to vote for him as president? Maybe he can bring about a new thing, something new for Nigerians, of course. But Omoyele Sowore says that he is going to embark on pursuing everybody who has squandered state funds. Now, who amongst these two would you vote for, or between these two? Well, it is Starr Radio UK. Let me announce the lines open. The lines are open. You want to join in? It is 0208-133-2257 and 58. Those of you in the US, Canada, and the Caribbean area is 0017183032737. 0017183032737. You can also text or WhatsApp at 0753966174. Our Twitter handle is Starr Radio UK and email address is info@starradiouk.com. Whatever you do, make sure that you still join us and make your voice heard in whatever discussions that is going on. But come the 30th of July, something is happening. What is happening? It's happening live here in the UK at the Fairfield Halls in Croydon.
All ladies, you are invited to our premier 13th annual Women's Conference, Lady to Lady Global Conference 2022. Theme, Joy. Date, Saturday, 30th July. Doors open at 11 a.m. Venue, Fairview's Concert Halls, the Phoenix Theater, Croydon, CR91DG3, United Kingdom. Register on www.ladytoladyglobal.org. Music Minister, CLC Healing Voices. Simeon. Queenie. Ada Ahe. Congratulations, I have seen the glory of God. Conference speakers, Reverend Betty King, Pastor Marjorie, Pastor Sandra.
I did come to Lady, and from that day onwards, my life has never been the same.
See you there.
Welcome back to the program Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. 12 o'clock exactly. Mwah. Yes, so we got about another 29 minutes to look at the stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. To my Nigerian listeners, I salute each and every one of you so much. I say it all the time. I know it costs you an arm and a leg, especially those of you on the African continent to listen to us, but you do watch us, listen to us religiously, and that I dock my hat for you. So wherever you are, thank you. All right then. Okay, now let's move on. Salisu Naibi, I hope you are doing very well. Aziz Ramon, good morning. Ebi Jim John, good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. James Egwim, Yes, good afternoon to you as well. Abdul Salam Abdullahi Ayola. Yes, thank you very much to each and every one of you, and thanks for joining us as well. But now, let's look at some of the stories making the rounds in other parts of the world, and this time around in Ghana. Now, we know the prison break that took place last week has caused there to be a bit of panic when it comes to security issues in the South African region. So in Ghana, the national security has reiterated vigilance as Boko Haram members break jail from Nigeria or in Nigeria. National security has reiterated the need for all residents in Ghana to be vigilant, observant, and report any suspicious character or movement to security agents. A source of the national security told the GNA that all operatives were active and working around the clock to secure the country and encourage citizens to provide prompt and useful information to achieve collective peace and security. Now, this comes partly on the heels of a red alert issued by the Ghana Immigration Services for the arrest of 443 inmates who escaped from the Kuje maximum security prison in Abuja. It says out of the number are 64 Boko Haram suspects who were rescued by the jihadist group Boko Haram on Wednesday, July 6, 2022. It said the suspects were expected to be running to neighboring countries, including Ghana, through both approved and non-approved routes. Now, officials say the jailbreak was believed to have been orchestrated by the group as high-end explosives and guns were used in the process that freed 64 of their members who were inmates at the prison in Abuja, Nigeria. The alert therefore cautions the public to watch out for strange people with suspicion characters in their communities. Now, definitely, they know that they are coming in, assuming they've broken. They are one of the ones who break, who were in the prison break and decide to come to that country. You know, they're going to just come and then just start. Then they don't have common sense, do they? So I know definitely they're going to be lying low. But what can the state do when it comes to that? That is a question that we all have to ask ourselves. And let me say good morning to, yes, in Ghana is morning, to Kojo D. I hope you are doing very, very well. And your journey was good. And my girls are good as well. Good morning to you there, wherever you are listening to us from. Okay, now let's move on straight to some other questions that is making the rounds there as well. GSE minus 24% return in dollar term for investors in first half of 2022. The Ghana Stock Exchange ended the first half of 2021 with a negative year-to-date return to 24.13 in dollar terms. This places the country's 12th of the 15 top stock exchanges on the African continent. In cedi terms, the Accra Bulls lost 8.7% return in the first 6 months of 2022. This position is 2 places better than the 14th position recorded in the first quarter of this year. The Ghanaian stock market was hit hard by the rapid depreciation of the cedi in the first half of this year. By the end of the first quarter, the market had returned to negative 16% in dollar terms to investors compared to 1.6% in cedi terms. At the same time, the cedi had lost about 15% in the value to the US dollar. This performance is in sharp contrast to that of last year, but the market has not been left out of the challenging economic environment. For the financial stock index, the market achieved a return of 0.52% for investors. The market capitalization at the end of June 2022 stood at 64.84 billion Ghana cedis in June 2022 compared with 64.029 billion on March 31st, 2022. So it says SIC Insurance, according to the trading results, 11 stocks on both the main and SME market lost value as against 6 gainers. Now, SIC Insurance 32 pesos, was the best performing stock so far this year, gaining 46% return for investors. The worst performing stock was, however, produced buying company 2 peso, was losing value by 33%. Now, well, okay, for those of you who are interested in stocks, yes, I promise you I will bring an expert there who will throw more light and will help you out to know where to invest when it comes to the stock. All right, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, the MPP have been going on saying that, well, they are going to break the 8, and that 8 they are talking about a cycle where a president goes for the first term and second term, and then the party doesn't go on for a third term. So the MPP is vowing to break the 8. However, Felix Kwachi Fosu says Ghanaians won't renew mandate of the MPP. Why is he saying so? Felix Kwachi Fosu, an aide to former President John Dramani Mahama, has said that the governing New Patriotic Party is clearly on its way out of power even before the 2024 election decides. Now, according to him, the MPP has been a complete waste in the last 6 years that it has had to steer the affairs of the country. Now, speaking this morning, Mr. Kwachi Fosu advised the MPP, particularly those aspiring for position in the party, to reduce the number of giant billboards and opulence being displayed as they embark on their respective campaign. In his view, such display of opulence should be reduced considering the level of economic hardship the country is experiencing. He stressed that since it was only an internal election, the candidates could target the delegates and engage them rather than mounting giant billboards to the voting populace. But in an internal election where the audience is limited, you know exactly where they are. One wonders why this level of ostentation is being displayed. So it will be in their own interest to roll back on this kind of spending and immediately, and the party too should not merely issue this statement to quell in what in view will be public anxiety and public disquiet about this, but they should enforce it. It is in their own interest. Well, a word of advice from the opposition party to the ruling party. Well, but I seem to agree with him, because of course, if it happens that you are when you advertise, you are promoting something, you target a particular audience. So you find ways of means that you can communicate with them and use that means to do so. But it looks like this is not what is happening here, where you know it is what do you call them, delegates who are going to do that. So why do you put a whole sign in town all over the place as if you are virtually targeting the inhabitants of a particular town who are going to be voting? They're not going to be voting for you. Or maybe by so doing, they see it and think, oh, okay, I think this man is a nice man, so vote for him. Is that what is going to happen? Well, we'll see when the campaign kicks off. But it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Well, hard times. But the president of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, is pleading with teachers or teacher unions to resume work. Well, interestingly, I bet those who are watching or listening, or those who are calling for them still embarking on that strike, will be of the view that, look, when we were crying with everything that was going on, you flew on a private jet, costing the state so much. Unless, of course, the president had his own money and decided, look, if the state is going to pay 4,000, I'm going to top up and then fly in the most luxurious one. Well, President Akufo-Addo has called on the teacher unions to go back to the classrooms while they continue with the negotiation. Now, Ghana National Association of Teachers, NAT, National Association of Graduate Teachers, NAGRAT, and TEWU, and the Coalition of Concerned Teachers, Ghana, Monday the 4th of July 2024, embarked on a nationwide strike for cost of living allowance, which they call COLA. Now, in his Edo Ada message on Saturday, July 9, 2022, President Akufo-Addo disclosed that his government is working hard to fix the challenges, Okay, let me take it. The challenges in the education sector. He also expressed joy in the fact that the teachers have commenced negotiation with the ministries of labor and education. I am aware that some teacher unions have cleared strikes in pursuit of a 20% cost of living allowance. I am happy that yesterday the teachers were joined by the members of the organized labor and the trade union congress to sit down with the government led by the Minister of Employment and Labor Relations and the Minister of Education to begin negotiations on this matter. It goes on further to say, I want to add my voice to the appeal by the outstanding Minister for Employment and Labor Relations, Honorable Ignatius Bafo Ewua, Member of Parliament for Sunyani West, for the teachers to return to the classroom, now pending the outcome of negotiations, so that the education of our children, some of whom are preparing to sit their final exam, is not affected. The president reiterated. He continued, we are in difficult place. The world is in difficult place. Leaders around the world, like we are doing here in Ghana, are working assiduously to resolve the fundamental challenges that have plunged the world into the current economic conditions in which it finds itself. But just as the efforts of Hagar resulted in the discovery of Zamzam, or Hagar resulted in the discovery of Zamzam well, from which we drink these days, I am confident that soon we shall discover our own Zamzam well. Okay, well, Ghanaians finding their Zamzam well, as the president has said, and want the teachers and those unions hearken to the voice of the president, or they will think this is another BS and we just want to get on with it. What do you think? It's all going to be happening live on Starr Radio UK. I don't know how true this story is though, but Eastern Region in Ghana, MPP members defect to NDC over failed promises. And it's quite interesting. It says that about 168 members of the ruling New Patriotic Party at Asing Akroso Manso constituency in the Eastern Region have defected to the opposition National Democratic Congress. The defected MPP members, led by a polling station executive such as Amwa Jima and Kofisco, mounted platform to express their disappointment in government at a deba by the NDC to welcome them. According to the defected MPP members, the Kufuor-led government has disappointed them with economic hardship in the country and failed promise to create jobs for the youth. Now it says they stated that the party promised to secure job opportunities for them in various sectors of the economy during the 2016 campaign, hence worked hard for the party to win power and retain same in 2020. However, after almost 7 years in power, the leadership of the party has failed to honor its promise to them. They allege that all efforts made for them to be employed have failed, that only few who have been employed paid huge bribes to even get those jobs. But what do you think? So coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's take a quick break. Let me have a sip of water. My goodness, it is baking.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medase.
Yes, welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 14 minutes to the first break, where we'll be taking you to Cyprus, where our own lady HRH Linda Palian is for Career 101. But at the moment, it's 16 minutes past 12. That means at 12:30 exactly, I'm taking you to Cyprus for Career 101. That comes away every week, every Monday at 12:30. All right, then. Now let's move on to some other stories. My apologies, making the rounds. Now, outrun by gas prices, Kenyan families tend to charcoal to cook. You know, interestingly, I've been talking about this all the time when we talk about environmental degradation, we all have a role that we have to play, right? I agree with that 105%. However, I'm of the view that if it happens that the West or developed countries have used the same environment, let me put it this way, abuse the environment to get whatever they have to, or exploit the environment to get whatever they want to get and get to wherever they have to get to, and now are telling us that you guys just chill, you know, don't worry, don't destroy this, don't do that, because now reality is setting in. Somebody's talking about the fact that look at the weather today, look at the heat waves that is hitting other parts of the world, and the people who are losing their lives because of that. That's why we are talking about that. But what have we got to get for that so that people can hack into that? Well, that is the question there. But as global prices rise, the cost of buying gas is becoming unbearable for many Kenyans, and the chase for alternative is leading some of the forests for charcoal. Now, charcoal, an amorphous form of carbon obtained when the wood is burned in minimal oxygen, is proving to be the easiest yet more damaging alternative. In sub-Saharan Africa, indigenous trees such as the acacia provide high-quality charcoal, which fetches a good price at the market. Now, local neighboring government forests are illegally logging and killing protected forests in earnest to get income, while consumers in rural homes, towns and cities are looking for alternative fuel to cushion highly priced cooking gas. The 27-year-old Kevin Kiovi, resident of Kiasisi in Kitui County, wakes up early in the morning with a panga and an ask. What is he going to do? Just go to heal down some tree to get that. But the question is, when gas prices are low, I used to sell only 1 sack of charcoal per month, but now charcoal has a lot of demand and many customers are coming forcing me to increase production. Has he got a timber plantation or a forest where he's hewing this from that belongs to him, and is he planting? Or, you know, that's one of the challenges when it comes to us, you know. Yes, we don't have a choice. We need to embark on this journey. The alternative, we need to heal down some trees. But when you cut down a tree, how many do you plant to replace that? We don't look at that. We live today and we leave the rest for tomorrow, that God will sort us out. My goodness. Well, what do you think? Should Africans just embark on what we are intending to embark on, or should we wait and see what's going to happen? But it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Solar powered health truck delivers COVID-19 vaccines to remote areas. A new solar powered mobile health unit is helping deliver COVID-19 vaccines to smaller towns and villages in Kenya, getting vaccines to remote locations there. And we say kudos to them. They are doing well. Now, please probe deadly mass shooting in South Africa. Let me bring you that one, and then we'll move on to other parts of the world. 2 bar shootings, one in a township close to Johannesburg and another in eastern South Africa, left 19 people dead, police said on Sunday. In Soweto, 15 people were killed as they enjoyed a night out. Police said when assailants drew up in a minibus taxi and began randomly firing at bar patrons. In the eastern city of Pietermaritzburg, police reported 4 people were killed and 8 wounded during a shootout in the bar after 2 men fired discriminately at customers. Now it goes on further to say, now in Soweto, Johannesburg, largest township to the southwest of South Africa's economic capital, police were called to the scene shortly after midnight. When we arrived at the scene, 12 people were dead with gunshot wounds. Local police officer Nohalahaya Kubeheka said. She added 11 people were taken to the hospital. 3 died shortly after that. Now, what kind of craziness is happening in South Africa now? That's not something that often happens there. But well, we hope that the security operators there will up their games to see to address this issue. It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now moving on to other parts of the world. Now, Uber lobbied top ministers at undeclared meetings. And Germany fears Russia gas cut as supplies halted. Let me touch on those 2 stories and then we will continue. Now, clashes after 100 attend China bank protest. Be rest assured, that will be let's touch on this one first. Now the story says hundreds of people in China, Henan province, attended a banking protest on Sunday, which turned violent after a clash with a group of unidentified men. The protesters said the banks had frozen their deposits because of supposed upgrades to their internal system, but had not been in communication since. Now some 39 billion yuan, that is $5.8 billion or 4.9 billion pounds, is believed to have been frozen, leaving hundreds of thousands affected. Authorities later said they would announce a plan to address the issue. The incident involving the 4 banks had been in the spotlight earlier last month, as some bank customers had earlier claimed authorities had restricted their movement in a bid to stop them from protesting. On Sunday, protesters held banners and chanted while sitting on the steps to the Chinese Central Bank in Zhengzhou, the capital of Henan. Now, local media report says police were present at the scene and had told protesters to leave. Now, shortly afterwards, the protesters were then approached by a group of unidentified men believed to be security personnel, but dressed in plain clothes. Now, videos posted on social media showed these men shoving and pelting protesters. Now, one protester who had traveled especially to Henan for demonstration said that she had saved more than 100,000 yuan in one of the banks affected, and that same protesters had been badly hit. Well, it's a sad one there. I hope that the authorities see to address that issue and let these people have their money, unless of course the banks have been liquidated. Well, it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. We got another 6 minutes, a quick one. Now, Uber lobbied top ministers at undeclared meetings. A document leaks reveals show how the ride-hailing app courted senior Tories to help block new competitors. And this time around, whose face do we have there? Sajid Javed, George Osborne. Now, leaked files reveals how Uber lobbied top ministers at the undeclared meetings while fighting restrictions to its ride-hailing service in the UK. Documents show then London Mayor Boris Johnson was the ultimate target of the lobbying strategy. Undeclared meetings with lobbyists expose loopholes in ministerial code. Campaigners says the politicians say that lobbying rules were followed and that all business meetings were declared. A vast cache of 124,000 internal Uber records leaked to The Guardian and shared with the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists and Panorama, BBC Panorama, reveal how the Uber lobbied top politicians for support as the firm bid to disrupt Europe's taxi industry and secure access to the lucrative UK market. Well, yesterday my wife, I had to leave a bit early, so she had to come later on. And when she got in, she said she came by Uber, and I asked her how much did it cost her. A trip less than let me call it 10 minutes cost her what? £20. And I was like, why? But we then remembered that the price of fuel is gone through the roofs. Well, it is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's touch on one other story quickly here in the UK, and then we will go to Cyprus, where our own HRH Linda Pallian is. Okay, because my time is far gone, so well, Boris Johnson has said that he's not going to be endorsing any favorite or anybody candidate for the position of the Prime Minister. There's a bit more from Boris Johnson's first public appearance since he resigned as Conservative leader. Asked who he was supporting to replace him, the outgoing Prime Minister refused to give any answer. He said, "I wouldn't want to damage anybody's chance by offering my support," he told Reuters. Now, during his televised statement last week, Johnson admitted he tried and failed to convince his ministers to stay on side in the days leading up to his resignation. He also accused Tory MPs who forced him out of a herd mentality. You know, he's good at words. And that's what seems to be happening. Now, calls for general election will come almost instantly. A new 1922 executive will be elected this afternoon, and then they will decide the rules of the leadership contest. The key thing is the number of MPs needed to get their names on the ballot. Now, we understand Priti Patel is still weighing up a bit, so we could enter this race with 12 candidates. It may mean the bar for the number of MPs will be set really high. What happens after that? There will be a series of runoffs. The one who comes last each time gets written off. The aim is by next week, when Parliament breaks for summer races, to have two candidates left who will then canvass the Tory membership. Now, they go on further to say, we are at the very early stages of this contest, and tax has emerged as major battleground. After all, taxes are a big issue in the Tory party. The prize is big. It is the Prime Minister of the country, so they will try to take out their opponents. But the electorate is watching. Are you watching? I know you are watching me, and I hope that you are watching as well. Let's take this musical break. I bring you HRH Linda Pallian. Hold on, don't you go away.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Oh, you break my heart?
Okay, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Don't you worry, I'll bring you the full tune to maintain the cover version by Soul Street at the tail end of the program. But for now, I have to take you to Cyprus where Linda is. And let me say a massive good afternoon to Linda. And Linda, what do you have for us? Hey, to your prospect. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. Let me just leave Linda to now unleash the good news onto you, all listeners. Yes, Linda, over to you.
Thank you, Archie. Wow. Thank you for joining us on Career 101 today on Starr Radio UK. I'm Linda Boache, and I specialize in helping people use their experience, their past experience, to sell themselves and use it to make money in their future employment or when they start their business. Now, if you've been following the show Career 101, this is our third week, and over the course of the week so far, we've discussed about, the first show was about CVs and the mistakes to avoid, because your CV is usually the starting point of when you get into a career. So we spoke about the CVs, mistakes to avoid. The week before last, we spoke about how to choose what career to go into, and also how to choose your employees or how to choose what business to go into. If you remember the 6 steps that I shared, do send us a message and let us know. Otherwise, I'm about to remind you right now. But there were 6 steps, and they formed career. C for cause, so find your big why you're going into this career in the first place. A was for authentic. Make sure it's authentic to you and you're not listening to social media or your parents or other influencers. R was for the reason why, what gets you out of bed today, why should you do it, why is it urgent for you to be in this career, in this field, making this difference. E, if you're still with us, E is for your excitement, following your passions and your hobbies, and how that plays a part in what jobs you do, what you enjoy doing, and also the patience and effort of a time that you need to apply to it. The second E is for your environment, joining like-minded companies, employing like-minded people who will further your cause. And the final R was for remuneration, which is also your pay, your salary, how much you charge, your pricing, and the value attached to that. So people pay according to however much you get paid. It's according to the value that you provide. So upping the value will significantly up your salary, and you'll earn more and basically be happy. So that's been the last 2 shows, how to career and mistakes to avoid on your CV. Last week as well, someone asked a great question on what to do if you're somewhere. So you've done a course that you thought was the best thing, and now you don't think it's the best thing for you. How would you get back on the right path? Or if you've been doing a career for a long time and now you want to change. So we spoke a bit about that, and we spoke about transferable skills that you would have learned and bringing it now into the new career you want to go into. And again, that's what a good career coach would help you to do. Use those transferable skills into your current employment, regardless of whether it's worlds apart. So I've seen people who've been nannies who then want to go into accounting. I mean, you wouldn't think those careers are alike at all, but there's a lot of transferable skills that you could use to showcase you as an expert or a good candidate as an accountant, and vice versa. With any career you can think of, you can definitely get some transferable skills and use that as a selling point into your new career. Now, following the discussion today, we're going to be talking about your cover letter, LinkedIn, your website, and any other documents that sells you. One thing that I get asked a lot is, what's the point of a cover letter? Why do it? Or the company hasn't even asked for a cover letter. Should I write one? Archie, do you know what I'm talking about with cover letters?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And most people don't realize that they're selling themselves. If, essentially, when you're going for a career or when you're going for a job, you're selling yourself. So you yourself are a brand, and everything that you've accomplished now are assets that you can use.
That's right.
For your future career. So 10 things that I've noticed that people do on their cover letter, which is career suicide.
Wow.
Literally.
Career suicide.
Career suicide. Please don't do that. And this is why I need to highlight these points to you.
Yes, go on.
There seems to be some noise. Can you still hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm getting some
there's
feedback.
There's no noise from this side. I can just hear you loud and clear.
Okay, good. Yeah. I'll ignore the noise then on my side.
Yes.
So the first thing is being overly formal or casual.
Okay.
In your cover letter. A lot of people think I need to use a set format. I need to stick to these principles. You Google how to write a cover letter, and there's a plethora of information out there, and people just copy and paste. But actually, whether you're overly formal or overly casual can really destroy your chances of getting that job.
Yeah.
So if you're applying for a company which has a casual feel about it, and you start with "Dear Sarah, Madam," or "Your Highness," or whatever.
Yeah, interested.
Formal language that people use, that could then be a put off to the recruiter, because it just instantly means that you're not going to fit into the company culture. And it's again with your clients, if you're addressing them as "Dear Sir, Madam," and their culture or what they want from you is that familiarity or that casualness, then there's a mismatch in culture, which means you've lost them straight away.
But Linda, a quick one. Someone would tell you, I'm applying for a job. I'm selling myself to a company. Now, I don't know the people there. Okay, so I need to address them formally. So I have to say, "Dear Sir" or "Madam." And so now that you're saying that, people are now lost as to what to do now.
"Dear Sir," "Madam" is fine. It's fine if you don't know them, but there are rules to these things.
Okay.
If you have a name, it's always better to address people
Mr.
with their name.
So or Miss so
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. But it's when I've been writing to you as a recruiter, and you know my name is Linda Boache.
Yeah.
And then when you write me your cover letter, you're now calling me Mrs. Boache. But in our emails, or Miss Boache, in our emails we've been communicating as Linda.
Yeah.
Then again, that brings a barrier.
Okay.
Into the relationship that we formed.
Interesting.
So, yeah. "Dear Sir, Madam" is fine, but just make sure that you're using the right tone for the job that you're applying for, or for the kind of clients that you're working with.
Okay.
The second thing is too much information. TMI. A lot of people put in information that you wouldn't need in your cover letter. You've already done your CV, and your CV is a factual statement, so it literally gives us your date and exactly what you've done. We don't need to know so much about the exact job that you've done again. A cover letter is supposed to sell you, so you're supposed to take out the skills and the experience that you've gained, and showcase that in the cover letter rather than repeating the CV, telling me about all the personal reasons why you had to quit your job or your family situation. A lot of people put a lot of information that's not necessary. A cover letter is supposed to be concise and relevant to the job that you're applying for. So make sure that you're only picking out the important aspects of your experience, and also showcasing the skills, demonstrating them rather than talking about everything else that you could explain. If you have a gap in your employment, for example, you can explain that in your interview once you've got to the interview stage. If something happened that you think your next employer should know, you can explain that face to face, but putting that in the cover letter is just a turn off for most recruiters.
Okay.
The next thing, which is number 3, going off the brand. And do ask questions as well. I encourage you to get involved in the chat. Do let me know if you've come across these, or if you're thinking, oh, maybe this is why I didn't get the job. Let me know in the comments. Number 3 is going off your brand. So as I said, you're selling yourself, and each of us have a personal brand that we're trying to sell to a recruiter, we're trying to sell to our clients. And respecting that brand and staying true to that, again, we talk about being authentic.
Yeah.
That will go a long way to help you. So for example, if you're applying for a management position and you've had a bit of help with your CV, so your CV has all the right ingredients, management position, and maybe you didn't have help with your cover letter, so then you've got spelling mistakes, or you're not using the same tone of voice in your CV or in your emails as you're using in your cover letter, or vice versa. That then creates a doubt in my mind about who you are as a potential. So again, that could go against you.
Yeah.
The format of your cover letter as well, if it's not the same format as your CV, or doesn't fit into the personal brand that we know about you so far, the format, the style, the tone, that will all go against you. So make sure that you're on brand. If you especially when you're applying for higher level roles, and I would say any job, because start as you mean to go on. Even if you were applying for McDonald's or a part-time job or weekend job, start as you mean to go on. If you want to be taken seriously as a professional, make sure everything that you do is consistent, and the consistency carries through from the way you address your emails to the way you title your documents, the color scheme if you're using colors, the way your CV is laid out, cover letter is laid out, and the way you talk as well. And again, make sure that there is a fit between the business or the job that you're applying for, the business you're dealing with, or the job you're applying for, and the style that you use. And always tailor it. If you're a very formal person, if you're going to work in a sort of informal setting, make sure that you adjust your tone of voice and your style to suit the company. You're more likely to get into the company that way than keeping to a style that doesn't fit the company.
Okay.
Number 4, typos, spelling mistakes. Countless of times I've seen people, and actually this morning I was correcting someone's application, and the job description, she was applying for a project management specialist, and because she works in a different language, obviously her word spell check is in a different language and didn't pick that up. I mean, as soon as you look at the document and they haven't spelled anything correctly, or they've made a really obvious mistake, it's just an easy way to say, no, I don't want this person.
Yeah.
It's a mistake that we all make, but when you have to choose 1 out of 10,000 applications, any reason serves as ground not to recruit you.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's true.
So you need to put your best foot forward. Make sure that there's no typing mistakes. Don't check it all by yourself. Get a second pair of eyes to check it, because you're so close to the document and you've written it. So you may not notice the little
The
mistakes that
you've made. Yeah.
exactly that the spell check hasn't picked up on, or the grammar mistake, or autocorrect has just changed the word. So make sure you get a second opinion. Actually, saying that, another thing I'll say on that point is UK and US English.
Yeah. Favor and favor.
That's one bugbear of mine. And again, as I said, when you're picking 1 out of 10,000 applications, anything goes.
Yeah.
When you're spelling organized with a Z and you're applying for a job in the UK, it makes me think that you don't know the difference. And if we're working with UK clients and you're going to be typing American language, you're not a great fit for a company.
Whoa.
Don't do that. If it's an American company, then by all means use American language. If you, especially in the UK, or most UK influenced companies, so I'm talking about the Commonwealth, they would usually go with the UK English, so it's safer to use the UK spelling.
Okay.
If you do choose to use American spellings, make sure you're consistent about it. So I don't want to see organized with a Z and then analyzed with an S. Because again, that's not consistent.
Yeah.
So pick one and stick to it.
Okay.
If you're listening from the UK, definitely UK English. If you're listening from America, definitely American English. Don't mix them.
Wow. Okay, Linda, just hold on for a minute. Listeners, this is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. It's 2 minutes past 1. We know the program is supposed to finish, but we want to give Linda a chance to be able to just go through this without selling yourself on Career 101. But Linda, a question has just come in. A listener is asking the question. He said, how long should my cover letter be?
How long should the cover letter be? Great question. Thank you for asking that. Ideally, 3/4 of a page in the UK is standard. It's about 4 paragraphs, 4 to 5 paragraphs maximum. No longer than a page, an A4 page.
Okay.
And it should be concise and just talk about why you're relevant for it, for the role, rather than anything else. Some recruiters say the shorter the better. But at the same time, you want to sell yourself and make sure that all the relevant points why you're qualified comes across.
Yeah.
So 3/4 of a page as a standard guideline is ideal.
Okay. Good. Okay, go on, lady.
Right. We'll fit it. We'll wrap this up and we'll go over what we've said. So make sure it's not overly formal or overly casual. Don't only include relevant information. No TMI.
Yeah.
Stick to your personal brand and the brand of the company as well. Not in terms of the format, style, tone. Spelling errors, make sure that you avoid them. If the recruiter has asked for specific things to be included in the cover letter, make sure you include them. Many people don't follow instructions. Make sure you know exactly what they're looking for and then include that. We've also talked about don't repeat the CV. Make sure that it's tailored to the job and it actually highlights skills, not the facts that you've mentioned in your CV. The last point that I want you to remember, and I'll leave you with, super important, don't make it all about me.
But the person is selling themselves, so who should they talk about?
You're selling yourself, but the art of it is you're selling yourself to me, the recruiter.
Okay.
So you want to talk about me, the recruiter, I do this, and here's how you can help me with it.
That's good.
Don't talk about I've done this and I studied here and I did my internship here. I don't care about that. I want to know how that internship or how all your travel experience is going to help me. So again, that the art of it is to to make sure that you're talking in terms of the language I want to hear.
Yeah.
Because when I'm looking at your CV, I'm looking at what's in it for me.
Yeah.
So if you say I've traveled, how is your international experience going to help me in my international company or to expand abroad? If you do that, you'll by far triple your chances of getting the job more than any other candidate. Make sure you do that. Talk in terms of them and not you.
Okay.
All the time. If you have any questions, do send them in. I'm sure Archie will put them my way.
Yes.
If you want to know more, if you want to delve into this further, you can always contact me on lindaboache.com or at Miss Linda Boache on all the social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Do send your questions. But I hope this has been really useful for you.
Very.
Do remember that you're selling yourself. Thank you so much, Archie.
You're welcome, Linda. So you have a lovely day. But listeners, sell yourself. You can only do that by listening to us on Star Radio UK and listening to Linda Boache on Career 101 every Monday from 12:45. Linda, have a lovely day.
Thank you, Archie. Have a lovely day, listeners.
Right then. Yes, then. So that has been HRH Linda Pallian bringing you Career 101, and today we were looking at selling yourself. Do you wrap yourself and go package and put yourself in town somewhere and let somebody buy you off, or what do you exactly do when it comes to selling yourself? You want to know more about all that? Make sure that every Monday from exactly from 12:30 you join us on Career 101. But well, this is why I'm bringing the program to a close for today. It's been a pleasure coming your way. It's a hot day out there, but you know what? Remember one thing for sure. Star Radio UK, it doesn't matter how hot or how cold the whole situation is, we are going to be here for you. But we want you to stay safe wherever you might find yourself. And you want to get in touch with Linda, feel free, get in touch with us and we will link you up with her. But on that note, let me say thank you very much once again for tuning in to listen to us. I am Archie. Tomorrow, God willing, will be coming your way with another edition of the morning show, where we'll be having ample time to look at all the other stories that has made the rounds there. On that note, enjoy the song that I brought you earlier on, the rest of it. And when it ends and you don't hear from me, it's been me, Archie, saying have a top of the day and keep safe. Bye-bye for now.
Don't you break my heart. Come on,
Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening.
My sorry and no pa me for me but draft my no me now sama bembo bua also reach me mama was see me me now hey me na for pa you never me na for pa
Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening.
This is Starr Radio UK.
The best radio show.
Myself,